Hey guys, welcome back to 1% USA Trends. California's race for governor is heating up, and the latest primary results are already making national headlines. Early vote counts reveal an intense battle between Republican Steve Hilton and Democrat Xavier Becerra. With California being America's most populous state and one of the world's largest economies, this election is about far more than just state politics. So who is leading? Why are Democrats worried? And why is the entire country watching this race so closely? Let's break it all down. What happened? California's 2026 governor race is attracting nationwide attention. With Gavin Newsom leaving office due to term limits, voters are choosing a new leader for America's most populous state. More than 60 candidates entered the race, making it one of the most crowded elections in California's history. Early results show a tight contest, and the winner could shape the state's political direction for years to come. Now, here's where things get interesting. Republican Steve Hilton has emerged as the early frontrunner in California's governor race. Initial vote counts show him receiving around 27 to 28% of the vote. Known as a former political advisor and television commentator, Hilton is running for elected office for the first time. His strong early performance has surprised many analysts and made him one of the key figures to watch in this election. However, the story doesn't end there. Xavier Becerra is running close behind Steve Hilton, making him one of the strongest Democratic contenders in the race. Becerra previously served as U.S. Health Secretary and California Attorney General, giving him extensive government experience. Strong support in the final weeks of the campaign helped boost his momentum. If he wins the governorship, Becerra would become California's first Latino governor. Meanwhile, another major name entered the race with enormous resources. Democrat Tom Steyer entered the race with significant financial resources and invested heavily in his own campaign. However, despite spending millions of dollars, he remained in third place in the early results. With support hovering around 19 to 20%, Steyer faced an uphill battle, making his path to the general election increasingly difficult. But here's the catch. To understand these results, we need to understand California's unique election system. California uses a top two or jungle primary system. Instead of separate party primaries, all candidates compete on the same ballot regardless of political affiliation. The two candidates who receive the most votes advance to the November general election, even if they belong to the same party. This system often creates unexpected alliances and unpredictable outcomes. And that's exactly where Democrats became nervous. Several strong Democratic candidates entered the race at the same time. As support was divided among multiple contenders, party leaders worried that the Democratic vote could be split. This raised concerns that two Republican candidates might advance to the general election. However, Xavier Becerra gained momentum in the final stages of the campaign, helping reduce that risk and consolidate Democratic support. But elections are ultimately about more than candidates. The next California governor will inherit several major challenges. Rising housing costs continue to make affordability a concern for millions of residents, while homelessness remains a visible issue across many communities. State leaders must also address water shortages and long-term drought risks. At the same time, maintaining economic growth while funding essential public services will be a difficult balancing act. Wildfire preparedness is also becoming a top priority. And that's why this race matters far beyond California. California is home to nearly 40 million people and has one of the largest economies in the world. Policies introduced there often shape national debates on technology, climate change, immigration, and business regulation. Both Democrats and Republicans view the race as strategically important, making the outcome significant far beyond the state's borders. So where does the race go from here? The California governor race is far from over. Millions of mail-in ballots are still being counted, meaning the final primary rankings could shift in the coming days. Once the results are certified, the top two candidates will advance to the general election. That will set the stage for a high-profile campaign leading up to November, in what could become one of the most closely watched governor races in the United States. And that's exactly why political observers across America are watching every new vote count very carefully. The battle for California is far from over. The final results may still change, but one thing is already clear. America's most influential state is heading toward a high-stakes political showdown. Will Steve Hilton hold on to his lead? Or can Xavier Becerra complete a Democratic comeback? We'll find out in the months ahead. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to 1% USA Trends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.